TB12 still gets an $8 million raise, making $23 million in 2019. Meanwhile, Odell Beckham Jr. missing practice for the Browns on Monday. According to the team, OBJ is dealing with an illness. The Browns play in Thursday's preseason opener against Washington. No word yet on Beckham's status for it. Big man on a little bike. Yeah. J.J. Watt accidentally breaking a child's bike on his way to Texans-Packers joint practice on Monday. Yeah, they're not meant for NFL his size. Either way, setback didn't take away from the experience of the tradition. Being able to take part in something he was able to admire as a young pup in Wisconsin, well, that was pretty cool.
It was pretty awesome until I broke the bike. The bike that I was using was not equipped for a 290-pound man, and the seat broke off. We have purchased a new bike for the boy, so I apologize for that. But I mean, it's cool. It's one of the coolest traditions, you know. Growing up here, I know how special it is to get to interact with a player from the Green Bay Packers as a kid growing up in Wisconsin. So for them to have that tradition where kids get to be up close and personal with their favorite players and they get to hold their helmet, I mean, that's what it's all about. Those are the memories that those kids are going to have for a lifetime. So for me to be able to participate in it as a player was really cool, and I thank the Packers for letting us do it.
Can you imagine that boy's face just seeing that mangled bike? I have to say, though, my 6-year-old, he likes to ride his bike, tried jumping on that bad boy, couldn't do it. So I can't imagine a guy his size being on that thing. I mean, snapped him short instantly. So either way, the boy has a new bike.
All pro problems.
Yeah, he should have jumped on the pegs. That's the cool way to peg somebody, right?
Well,
you like the movie Rad?
Yeah, Rad. I mean, you go with the Mongoose Decade Pro, and with the front and back pegs.
That's,
you got to go with that.
I don't know what you guys are. I had a Huffy.
Thank you.
The BMX, baby.
Nothing wrong with that.
I was a Schwinn guy.
And my dad drives around the neighborhood.
Heavy bikes.
My purple Huffy from when I was a teenager.
That's great.
Really?
Yes.
Banana seed.
Will, we love you. We'll talk to you in a bit. We've got the Microsoft Surface that definitely has a bell. Teams across the NFL are preparing for week 1 of the preseason. Kicks off on Thursday night. Let's break down the biggest storylines with a rousing game of shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shreds, I'm coming straight to you because depth chart talk is kicking down in Washington. It was released, updated over the weekend, and now Colt McCoy is at the top. Dwayne Haskins is third, and Jay Gruden, their coach, was asked what we're supposed to make of all of this yesterday. Take a look.
I wouldn't have made a depth chart right now. There's no reason to. It's silly. But that's for the media and for me to come up and answer these questions. But really, that's all it is. It's words on a piece of paper, names on a piece of paper, and an order that means nothing at this point.
Are you sure about that, Jay Gruden? Schrag, should we believe the Redskins' depth chart means nada?
No. Because if he was in Arizona and had Kyler Murray, he would have said Kyler Murray's our number 1, and that's that. I mean, clearly, the message here is that Dwayne Haskins hasn't won the starting job yet. And if he had, he would be number 1. If it's Andrew Luck in Indianapolis, he wasn't sitting number 3. Like, certain rookies get that number 1 nod, and sorry to tell you, Dwayne Haskins has not earned that job yet. He might by week 1, but don't insult Colt McCoy and Case Keenum here. I think but them being ranked above him says that, hey, right now they're the guys got to unseat them. But I don't believe Jay Gruden. I think that if Dwayne Haskins was the runaway favorite to be the starting quarterback week 1, he'd be number 1 right now.
Case took him deep in the playoffs. I totally agree with that. Case isn't just handing this job over.
All right, I'll be the contrarian to Schwinny Schrager here. I'm going to say, yes, you should believe that it means nothing. All right, and here's why. Because it's training camp. All right, really, the depth chart is all about who's getting reps right now. It's not about who's going to be the starter, but for Washington right now, I've got so many questions. It's not even just the quarterback. I don't know who's playing left tackle. Is Trent Williams coming back? Is Donald Penn's going to play? I don't know who's their starting receiver. I don't know who's their go-to guy. I don't know if Jordan Reed's going to be healthy. So, yeah, I don't know who the quarterback's going to be, but I think in training camp, everything right now in Washington is in pencil because we just got to get reps for these guys. And I think for Colt McCoy, it's about making his defense better, too. Because you're going one-on-ones. You need a quarterback that can complete balls and give a good look to the defense. You can't have a guy skipping rocks out there. So
good points.
Yeah, it means nothing. You can tell from Jay Gruden. He's annoyed by the topic. He doesn't like talking about it. It's not about the quarterback. It's about the coach's style. Cliff Kingsbury's modern. He says Kyler Murray right at the top. I believe if the Redskins had drafted Kyler Murray, he would also be number 3 on the depth chart. It's just to put your time in thing and work your way up. It's because he's a rookie. It's because the coach's style. That's what I think.
You can play along at home at GMFB in Chicago. You used to go to the White Hen to get
all the time
a soda pop and like a hoagie. candy, maybe some Skittles. We're not talking about white hen. We're talking about the Blue Hens. Former Delaware and Arena Football League quarterback and current Bears head coach Matt Nagy threw a bomb touchdown to Anthony Miller. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
Perfect.
This happens in training camp. Here he goes, and this is gorgeous.
You know, the knock against Trubisky in training camp is the deep ball. Wow. Great.
You know, Nagy threw 300 passes,
Impressive.
touchdown passes in Arena Football.
They did? Okay. Regular barnstormer.
Hey, imagine if he would have dropped that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Drop and give me 1,000.
Hey, take a lap.
This begs the question, would you, Sean, call Matt Nagy the best quarterback among the 32 coaches?
All right, I'm going to go with a no right here. I think it was a great throw, great arm. I mean, he led the receiver, really nicely done. But I'm going to take Doug Peterson as my favorite quarterback right now. Here's why. The man put his hands where no man should be putting his hands.
Go on.
He was my former quarterback, my rookie year with the Cleveland Browns. So I know this guy. I know the toughness. I know the moxie of this guy. Here, we got footage.
Is this Sean O'Hara, Doug Peterson highlights?
Yeah, look at this. Against the Eagles.
Who's that? Kevin Johnson? Who we got?
No, I think
Trotter.
KJ was 83, I think. But yeah, there's a bloated O'Hara in there in the middle. But there's Kevin Johnson right there.
Good catch.
Right
A lot of calluses on
Doug Peterson was tough, man. He played through some injuries. We beat up quarterbacks that year.
So where were his hands? I don't understand. I understand what you're inferring.
We're in shotgun. I got a funny story about that later on. But that's David Patton, actually.
Oh, hey now.
there it is.
Yeah, I'm going with Dougie P, man. He could sling it. He's still doing it
All
down
right.
there.
Strags, Dougie P.
Dougie P was great.
Starting quarterback in NFL Blitz for the
Aaron Shea, there's my boy.
Yeah,
99.
and then
That's
64,
it. Aaron
yeah.
Shea. We like
got?
that. That was a Michigan man, Tom Brady's old college roommate, I believe. I'm going to say no, and I'm going to have personal experience with this. I've never played football with any of these coaches except for one, the man in San Francisco, and he didn't play it in the pros, Kyle Shanahan. Take a look.
Okay. Oh, man.
This is Kyle Shanahan drawing us up a play at the Super Bowl in
I was
Atlanta.
sweating. I was so
Gets
nervous.
out the
He was
board.
like, you're going to do this. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Each one of us had this very intricate route to run, and no, the whiteboard was insane.
Fake reverse.
And then Kyle's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to throw you the deep ball. And Kyle was coming off an Achilles injury where he
This is Kyle to Kyle.
Watch.
Yeah.
K in motion. Fake handle.
There we go.
Nice. With the boots and the boots.
Come on, Kyle.
With the fur, and then Kyle Brandt with the catch. Look, I don't care if Frank Reich led 17 comebacks in the playoffs.
You're not
I have
wrong.
seen Kyle Shanahan throw the ball to one of the co-hosts of this show and throw it with grace. Kyle Shanahan is your answer.
Kyle can get anyone open.
That's exactly right. He did it, and he got Kyle.
It was an honor. It was a huge, huge moment for me. It was an important catch, and it's still wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Guys, I'm right. We're going to go to the year 1971, where a current head coach at the time was a big boy. He was a real big boy. He is now the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. And there he is. Get that correct. Andrew
Are you
Ryad.
kidding me?
Andrew Ryad.
Punt, pass, kick.
Looks like he's got a Camaro in the parking lot, and he chucks that thing about 26 yards. Andrew Ryad was 4 at this time, and that was still that big next to the other kids. Wow. That is your best quarterback.
Did he win
of
the
all
punt,
time.
pass, and kick that year? I think he did.
I think he did, Peter.
He
I
won
really
everything.
did. Still the emergency quarterback for Mahomes behind Henne, and is Andrew Ryad. He will come in and throw that thing with that tiny bucket helmet. Great solutions, but Andrew Ryad wins.
I was going to bring up Frank Reich leading the Bills back 35-3 in the playoffs over the Oilers, but I mean, after I saw that footage,
How do you beat Ryad?
I can't really beat.
And how do you misspell the name Reed?
Not
that hard.
That's coulda, woulda, shoulda. We've got Inside Training Camp coming up at 10 with Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett. We'll have James Conner, Mike Tomlin on the show as well. We also have an exclusive look at the premiere of Hard Knocks Raiders. And what's it like trying to stop Breeze, Ryan, Jameis Winston? This sounds like a good guy to ask. Panthers linebacker Shaq Thompson on the show next.